my name is Becky, and this is my Animal Crossing. So the whole set was all designed off of this one piece. When Lego came out with the Animal Crossing sets, this is the piece that I started with, because in Animal Crossing, you have 16 by 16 is 1 acre of Animal Crossing. With Lego, as you guys know, we have the 32 by 32 base plate. So when you have a 2 by 2, that is exactly a 16 by 16. So you have 7 acres across the back, which is 7 of your base plates, and you have it by 6 in the front. Then that would be my 42 acre island, where you have it marked as 42 acre isle.
Yeah. So what are some of the different areas throughout the island here then?
So in the game, you can do a lot of different things. So you can go swimming and you can dig up the little sea creatures. And I have somebody over there who's found a crab. So that marks these. I did leave all the studs open so that the playability is there. Because if you covered them all up, you couldn't move these around as well. As well as when you go up onto the beach, because you haven't played the game, it's a little bit harder, but you can dig all over the island. So I made it that you can actually dig every other square on my entire island. So for playability, you can actually move where these pieces are.
Okay.
So that also continues up on every layer as you go up. So you can change these all around.
That is super cool. So you can basically play your way through the build.
You can play your way and play the game, and it's a lot of fun. I have a 4-year-old little grandson, and he loves to come play. So this is in our house, so you definitely have to play on this set.
Take us through some of your favorite details in the buildings and the structures throughout the layout.
Okay, so we have different houses. You had the airport. This airport, it does look a lot like the set. I built mine prior to when they came out with the second wave of Animal Crossing. I did use Nook's Cranny, and then I doubled it up. I made it that you could take the top off because, of course, I needed complete buildings on my island.
Yeah.
You have the town hall, and that which is called resident services, and that one I changed the color scheme a little bit and made it a complete building, and it mimics inside. It looks just like the set inside. You have the different houses that came with the sets. They did get the backs on them, but then you have the new ones. We are coming out with Lego's coming out with the new museum, so I'm super excited about that because we're going to get the new little owl piece, and you'll also get a printed tile that will go on the front of the museum. So I'm super excited that we get those pieces. Some of the ones that we have not seen yet are Red's boat back in the back, and then those are just my houses. I built that one for me, and then this is my grandkids' house.
Okay. Very impressive. Are you able to show us inside any of them? Do the
Sure.
roofs come off easily?
Yeah, they do. We got, this is the museum. And so it looks like the entry to the game museum. Of course, all these museums are like Mary Poppins, right? You go into them and then they're huge. So, of course, you can't have everything in my museum.
I like the bone piece for the staircase.
Yeah, museum, you know. But if you want to come over and I can show you, let's see if we can take it off here. They all are set up with the Light My Brick. And so there's the inside of resident services. So we built the counter that you can go up to and talk to those guys.
Yeah, perfect. The computer and so many fun little details in there. Even a little like corner fan.
Yep. So those are all actually in the game.
Yeah.
So I had to keep referencing my game because even this all 100% mimics my game. The rocks are right where they are in my game.
That is so fun. Another thing that really kind of stands out when you walk up here is the way that you've laid out the paths kind of throughout and just kind of the general landscaping. So how did you achieve some of that, and what pieces did you use there?
So I just started with the outline first because, of course, that created the focal point, you know, of where it's going to go. And so then from there, I did follow. These are all actually my edges of my game. So I followed that. And then from there, I just had to kind of make my waterfalls and figure out where I wanted the hills, and then I placed the walk paths from there.
Mm-hmm. What pieces did you find worked well for the walking paths to kind of create the same look as the game?
Because they had the stone tile, I did put the dark gray underneath just to give it that shadowed effect with the light gray tiles on top. And then, of course, you get the little studs just to help hold your characters throughout the set.
You got the little space baby represented in here.
So we have 4 children and they're all married, and so all of my kids are represented on the island. That is one of my grandkids. So
How does this build break down for transport and bringing this to a show like Bricks Cascade?
So I was telling you that each section is an acre. All those acres come apart. So it's all like mills plated.
Yeah.
So they all come apart and then they're all pinned together when we got here. I did connect them all with the Light My Brick connector points that you can see that was underneath there. And when they go back on, then they connect. So there's no wires that are hanging. All the plates, when they go up to each other, they turn on the next plate. So.
Perfect. Any expansion plans or additions planned for the future?
So not necessarily expansion because this is the size of the island, but in the game it goes from summer to fall to winter, and you can completely change all this green to white, and you could change the trees, and you could change whatever colors you want. You can move it all around. You can knock down your mountains and put them somewhere else. It's fun to do.
Well, thanks so much for all your work on the build and for taking me through it here. I appreciate it.
Thank you.